Breaking news at the top of our Sunrise Smart Start this morning at 6:48. A 15-year-old boy is in the hospital after police say he crashed a stolen Kia in the city around 3 a.m. this morning on Tremont Street.
Still an active scene there. That Kia was flipped over. The driver had to be pulled out of the car. We're told he is expected to survive. RPD says the driver hit a telephone pole and another vehicle. The teen since charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. RG&E crews have been at the scene for about an hour or so making repairs. Tremont between Jefferson and Reynolds remains closed, and we're told it will be that way for much of the morning. That is the main issue here as we take a look around town at your sunrise traffic. 10 minutes to go until 7. That they're just on the southwest side of the city. Elsewhere, the expressway, as you can see, at speed, good to go. And with some of the clouds moving out, we're getting a nice look there. Still waiting for official sunrise, about 10-15 minutes to go. And we'll also check in with James in a little bit for your forecast for the day ahead. Some more news. A man who disappeared in Chili last night is safe this morning. Crews went out to Black Creek Park where his car was located. The man was reported missing around 8:30 p.m. and investigators were at the park after the family told them he did not come home from an appointment. Deputies say he had medical concerns that would require immediate attention. Emergency teams used canines, a chopper, drones, and other resources looking for him. It was actually a fire that led them to the missing man.
That was the key to finding him. The drone picked up the heat signature, and then they could pinpoint that, get the coordinates back to us, and then they could they traverse the couple of trails that lead from here to the other side of the park. He was closer to the other side of the park.
Deputies say the man did not appear to have any injuries. He is being evaluated as a precaution.
Happening today, the first of 2 back-to-back court dates for the 4 teens charged in the sexual abuse case at Clyde Savannah High School. Police say the alleged assault happened in the boys' locker room, and the allegations are what led to the abrupt end of the entire varsity football team season. The 4 boys in question, a 17-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and a 15-year-old, they've all been indicted on numerous charges. 3 charged with aggravated sexual abuse, while the remaining student faces a charge of unlawful surveillance. The hearing is scheduled in Wayne County Court this morning at 9:30 a.m. There will be another tomorrow and a Clyde Savannah Board of Education meeting tonight at 7 p.m. News 8 will have the updates.
A delivery driver in Erie County has been arraigned in Buffalo court after a Rochester man was killed in a hit and run outside of the Bills game Monday right after kickoff. The 65-year-old victim died at the hospital. 32-year-old Khairullah Hassan is charged with 1 count of leaving the scene of an incident resulting in death, and this morning held without bail. The district attorney says there was not anything that would have led to charges against the suspect if he did not leave the scene Monday night. A busy meeting for Rochester City Council approving multiple measures, among them a pilot program aimed to address the opioid epidemic. That proposal allows $250,000 from opioid settlement funding to create a neighborhood program in the North Clinton and Jefferson sections. For more results on that meeting, what passed, including the technology RPD is receiving involving cell phones, head over to rochesterfirst.com. Monroe County Executive Adam Bello is working to increase funding for public safety, health and wellness, and workforce development in his new budget proposal for 2024. Under the spending plan, the blueprint, another $20.5 million would go to the sheriff's office to cover more deputies in specific areas. Bello also wants to spend $1.5 million for the Juvenile Enhanced Diversion Stabilization Program, that is JEDS. He also says the budget will do a lot to protect taxpayers.
Members of the UAW began voting on a tentative deal reached with GM. The local Rochester chapter voted in favor of the agreement last night, and the deal, if ratified fully, will bring millions of dollars to the plant here in our area, as well as increase pay for employees. All local unions have to finish their votes by at least tomorrow.
This morning, we have a new closer look at the American Cancer Society and the update from the group on lung cancer screenings.
The rule changes would broaden the criteria for eligibility. Iran Spitzer live in the studio with the explanation. Iran.
Good morning, Brennan and Michaela. The new guidelines basically allow for more people to get screened. Dr. Jonathan Villena, a cardiothoracic surgeon at New York Presbyterian Hospital, explains in the previous guidelines people between the ages of 50 and 80 with a 20-pack year smoking history, meaning the person smoked a pack a day for 20 years or 2 packs for 10 were eligible for screening. With the previous guidelines, if a smoker quit, they were no longer eligible for screening. The new guidelines remove that standard, meaning even if you've quit smoking, you can get screened for lung cancer.
most screening guidelines, you have to meet a certain criteria to get the screening. So if you had quit for 15 years or more, then the doctor would say, and sometimes the insurance would say, you don't need screening, you don't meet the criteria. But that was missing a lot of people that are potentially high risk for lung cancer.
And though these guidelines improve eligibility, there's still no improvement for non-smokers. I spoke with Colette Smith, a non-smoker and lung cancer survivor who wasn't screened initially because she doesn't smoke. After advocating for herself, it was determined she was in fact fighting cancer.
As it stands, there's no screening for lung cancer unless it's associated with a behavior, which is smoking. Smokers are the only ones who have the advantage of being screened. Lung cancer is the only cancer that I know of where there are no screening guidelines to include everyone. And we all have lungs. And if you have lungs, you can get lung cancer whether or not you smoked.
Today, Colette's doctor continues to monitor her lungs with annual screenings, and she is pushing for others to be screened too. Back to you guys.
Ron, thank you for that breakdown there on the changes. Let's take you inside the Buffalo huddle. After the terrible loss Monday night to the Broncos, the Bills did fire offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. Head coach Sean McDermott says he's as frustrated as you are, but he wouldn't go into more specifics about cutting Dorsey now, only saying he just felt like it was the right time, adding that decision was his to make and his alone. Joe Brady is stepping in as the new interim offensive coordinator. He's been the QB coach for the past 2 seasons. They had to do something, that's what you felt like, and cut him the next day after that loss.
That's usually the move, I think, is to get the QB coach to kind of slide into that role.
Yeah.
Right, someone the team knows, trusts.
Yeah, still doesn't change your, a 33% chance right now to get to the playoffs. Right. We'll see. Yeah.
Run the ball. How about that? Worked against the Broncos. And as much as you like to have Josh Allen save the day every time, it's a little bit easier if you try to get that ground game going. We're getting the sunrise going this morning just a few minutes before. Poke your head outside after our show ends in about 20 seconds because there's a really nice sunrise outside right now. 50s today, 60s tomorrow before we'll talk about rain on Friday and what looks like a cooler weekend.
All right, love to see it. See some flakes in there, though.
Maybe, getting close, and that's the launch of Thanksgiving week. Thank you for watching us here at News 8 at Sunrise. We'll see you back here in 30 minutes.
And CBS Mornings is coming up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.